Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio. Today I am going to do some gel printing and haven't had a chance to play with these butterfly masks from PM Artist Studios yet, so I am going to try and do a long haul. That's where you pull multiple prints without removing the masks. So I'm trying to make a nice arrangement on here. I should have pulled out my bigger gel plate. Then I could have fit that really huge butterfly that's off to the side on there. But I like the kind of circle. They're all in a circle. And I'm using a variety of paint. This one is just the cheap stuff. Just trying to remember which brand. But it's one of my favorite colors. It's like a teal blue color. And it is pretty dry here, so the paint is drying really fast. And that was a pretty pastel sort of print. I'll probably do something, add something to that one. So now I'm pulling out, this is from Hippie Crafter, and I believe it's the ultramarine blue. It's a little bit heavier paint, but it's still very transparent. And something was on there. So we're going to pull this one and see how it works. And I think this one's, I can't remember, I think it's pretty dry too. I end up having to get kind of heavy with the paint to get it to work very well. You can see how dry, how fast it's drying on me. So this one is another, just cheap craft paint in an orange, because, I figured we got to get a variety of color on here. I just can't do a whole bunch of blue. Though I like blue, that would be boring. Probably didn't quite have enough paint on there. It doesn't look like it's in all the holes, but pull it anyway. I know one orange when I do is pretty dry. Can't remember if it's this one. That one has pretty good color. And I like how the blue on there looks almost black. Makes it interesting. I will have a flip through at the end. I'll also have some pictures of some of the ones that I particularly like. And this, I wasn't paying attention to the bottle, but I believe that is Violet by Hippie Crafter. It's a little heavier body paint. Figured I gotta put some dark in there. I thought I was pulling out the black, because, in the bottle they look the same. But when I saw it was violet, I figured, we'll just go for it. And so why not go with its contrasting color? Throw some yellow on there. We should get some good grunge. This one is very transparent. And like I said, it is so dry here. And I do have a fan on because it's really hot in my room. So I have the fan on all the time, and that speeds up the drying process. But that has cool potential, right? And then some brown. This is more Hippie Crafter paint. The color around the butterflies is looking kind of cool. They've got orange and blue and yellow peeking out. I can't remember if much of that shows up in the final print or not. But this is a technique that Patricia did on her on their live stream. She did like so many prints. I don't end up with that many. Throwing in my blue again. I like the grunge that's down there, and so printing it with the blue, I think it just looks really interesting and grungy. And I do put that paper down really fast because it is super dry. And I don't want it, I want all the goodness. This time I'm really rubbing in the little grooves of the butterflies. There we go. That's cool, right? Some interesting grunge going on. And it does lift, like the stencils are made of Yupo paper, and I'll, which is not, paper's kind of the wrong thing to say because it's more like a plastic. So because it's plastic, the paint will lift off of it, and you can see how it did off some of those wings, and then just transferred it onto the paper that I pulled the print from, which makes it really interesting sometimes. But I will link PM Artist Studio below in case you're interested, and their YouTube channel, which also has links to their shop, their website. I know this one's just a plain color, but it's still, I like it. It's subtle. I'm thinking I need to color to the edges of these papers and just make a whole butterfly journal out of them. Though I have used a few. So I might need to do some prints, maybe some prints with that huge butterfly. This is a pink, I think it's violet or neon pink. It's very, very transparent. And I am just using, I'm not even using nice copy paper. I'm just using cheap copy paper because I have so much of it and I just want to use it up. It's just copy paper from Walmart. The antennas on my butterflies are starting to lift, so I'm trying to pull them a little bit more carefully. And I need to make sure I brayer them carefully. I don't want them to break off. Another blue. I'm just like going back and forth. I have so much paint, but I have favorites. That one, pretty light. Alright, so I think the battery died. And I had started doing this one. This is just a mint green craft paint. I feel like there might have been a brown that maybe I did and you didn't see. Because it's got a little bit of a brown around it. And another variety of pink, because why not? Hope you're not bored with the same same image every time. Just a variety of color. But I wanted to see, I can't remember if I was trying to see how long I could do it before the butterflies came off. I think there's a point here where the paper starts tearing. Look at that one. That's cool, right? Even though it's pink, it's got a lot of other colors happening. Makes it really interesting. Here we go. We're going to do a brown one. Plain brown is boring, but I like the residue left over. Like, brown is not my favorite color, but it helps enhance the other colors when you pull a print. So there's my brown butterflies. Now I'm going to use my favorite, the teal blue. Trying to make sure it goes down in all the holes. This paper that I'm using is so soft that if there's a lot of moisture, it starts to pucker and wrinkle. So that's why I'm getting wrinkles, because I put a lot of paint down this time. Look at this. This is what brown will do for your colors. Cool, right? That one's nice and grungy. This one is fluorescent pink, and I really should throw it away, but there's still a little bit of fluid in there. And I really don't use it a lot for gel printing. I usually use it as a highlight somewhere when I'm doing other things. So I should buy a new bottle, but I just keep using the same old bottle. I've actually had it way too long. Yeah, and I think this doesn't do much at all. By the time I brayered off my brayer, cleaned the lumps off, and then pull it. I'd thrown it in the garbage, I pulled it back out of the garbage. Because I decided, there's a little bit of fluid left in there, I want to use it. But yeah, see, that really didn't do much. Alright, so we are lifting the butterflies. Trying carefully. There's a lot of small holes around the edges of those butterflies. I did take a pin to all of those and try and clean them out because they got a lot of buildup in there. So I let that dry. See, the fluorescent left a little bit in one of the butterflies. And then I'm using my favorite color and adding a little white. I just thought it would help. I don't know. And then just mushing it around. There might be some blobs. When you put paint directly on to the gel plate, you do tend to get little blobs where that paint was, but I'm being generous and putting that down, and I actually leave it down. While it's down, I take my other ones and I decide I'm going to take that fluorescent paint and paint one of the butterflies just to see what would happen. And it's very bright. Yeah, there's no skill involved in this. I was just messing around, wanting to see what I could come up with. Because the print was so light, you know, that I thought, maybe if you colored the butterflies, it would help. Yeah, pink's not my favorite. Even though I'm doing this, it's not my favorite. So after doing the pink, I decide it needs something else. So I put some brown for its body. Try to do its head. His antennas. But it was too pink. So I'm taking another favorite, quinacridone nickel azo gold, going over the butterfly, hoping that would help. Maybe it helps a little bit. Still, it just looks like I painted a butterfly. Like a third grader painted a butterfly. Maybe if I took some pen and ink to it, I could make it look like something. I don't know. I still have it somewhere. So here's what I've got so far. You can see the very dry prints. I like the grungy blue one. I even like the white one. The yellow one has some potential. Were you counting? I didn't count. I like that pink one too. And then that's a really dry one. And that's one of my favorites. Okay, so now I think it's time to pull this one. And this, of course, is the ultimate favorite. And that neon pink just added a little something something. So here's a few close-ups of my favorites. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you give it a try, the Long Haul Prints. It's kind of fun to see how many different prints you can get. If you liked it, leave me a thumbs up, a comment. Thank you all for watching. Have an awesome day.